In this video, we're going to get a chance to work on a word problem series. Now, these word problems are unique because they use information from previous questions to solve questions later on. So, for example, you might use the answer from number 1 in question number 3. So these problems kind of build on each other in a series. Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to read the questions. I'm going to give you a chance to try it on your own, and then we'll go ahead and walk through each step as we go. So this is from K5 Learning. I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you want to check out more problems. They've got a lot of great worksheets over there. So let's go ahead and talk about this one now. So a hotel has 7 floors. It has a lobby, a restaurant, and a gym, and they're located on the ground floor. The guest rooms are on the 1st through 6th floors. So essentially in this hotel we have a ground floor and then floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good information. Let's look at number 1. It says, if there are 35 standard rooms on each floor, how many standard rooms are there? Well, what do they want to know in this question? They want to know how many rooms are there basically in the whole hotel. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and think about this one. Go ahead and pause your video now, try it on your own, come back when you have the answer, and I'll reveal the correct answer in 3, 2, 1. I hope you're playing along. The answer to question number 1 is 210. So how do we get 210? Some of you might be saying, well, I did 35 times 7, and that's not 210. Well, that's true. There are 7 floors, but only 6 of those floors have guest rooms on it because the ground floor, has a lobby, a restaurant, and a gym. There's no guest rooms on those floors. So we have to do 35 times 6, not times 7. And that's going to be 210. 3 times 6 is 18, plus the 3 is 210. Okay, so that's how we get 210. So if you got 245, you just simply multiply by 7 instead of 6. Okay, we have to be real careful when we do these word problems. So now we might use this information in a later problem. That's what's unique about this. Let's go ahead and read number 2. It's a pretty tricky one. Okay, there are 4 housekeepers working on each floor. One room only requires 1 housekeeper. Okay, so what does that mean? So you can't have 2 housekeepers in one room. You can't share. So each housekeeper cleans each room. Okay, if the housekeepers try distributing the work equally, okay, that should be a key for you. How many housekeepers are needed to clean more rooms than the others? So essentially, how many housekeepers are going to have to do more work than the others? Okay, so maybe one person cleans 10 rooms and the others clean 12 and 12 and 12, right? How many housekeepers are going to have to do more work than the others? That is our question. Okay, so like I said, this one is a little bit tricky. Read it over and see what you think. So go ahead and hit pause now. I'm going to reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. Our answer to this question is 3. Okay, if you got 8, well, that makes sense, right? But it's actually 8 remainder 3, and what we're looking for is the remainder in this case. 3 happens to be the number of rooms that are still dirty after they've shared all the rooms equally. Let me show you what I mean. So we know we have 35 standard rooms, and we have 4 housekeepers. So if we divide this up equally, each housekeeper is going to do 8 rooms, and we're going to have 3 rooms left over. So that means that of our 4 housekeepers, we're going to have one do 9, another do 9, another do 9, and another do 8, right? Because there's these 3 extras that have to go to one of the housekeepers. So 3 of the housekeepers are going to clean 9 rooms, and 1 housekeeper is going to clean only 8. So 3 of the I can't say that word today. 3 of the housekeepers have to clean more rooms than the other housekeeper. Okay? I know that one was tricky. All right, thank you for sticking with it. If you got it right, congratulations, because it's really hard. All right, let's try number 3. If each standard room can fit 2 guests, what is the maximum number of guests that all the standard rooms can accommodate? So essentially, how many guests can you get in the hotel at one time? Okay, this is one of those building questions where we need to use information from before. So why don't you go ahead and try it on your own. I'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. Our answer for this question is 420 guests. Okay, well, how do we get that? I have no idea. Why didn't we just multiply 35 times 2? Well, 35 is the number of rooms on just one floor, but we had 6 floors, right? We figured out earlier that there are 210 rooms in the hotel. So all we have to do is our 210 times 2 guests in each room, and we get 420. That is the maximum number, of guests that we can get into this hotel at one time. Okay, let's move on to number 4. There are 18 suites altogether in the hotel. How many suites are there on each floor if each floor has the same floor plan? Okay. So what is it asking? Well, it's saying that there's 18 suites in the hotel. They have the same floor plan, and how many suites are there on each floor? So I want you to go out there and figure out how many suites are in each floor. Okay? Try it on your own now. Come back when you have the answer. Hit pause, because I'm going to reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. The answer to this question is 3. What? How did we get that? Well, it's pretty simple, right? We've got 18 suites and 6 floors with guest rooms. So 18 divided by our 6 floors equals 3. So on each floor of the hotel where there's guest rooms, we are going to have 3 suites. Okay, let's keep that in mind for later. Let's go ahead and read number 5 now. Okay, number 5 says, each suite has 3 beds. Okay, that makes sense. And there is a bedside table beside each side of each bed. That's confusing. How many bedside tables are there in all the suites? Okay, so I'd recommend reading this problem a couple times until you're really sure what they're talking about. That's what I had to do the first time I did it. So go ahead and read it over a couple times and try to figure out the answer on your own. Then come back and I'll show you what the correct answer is. So go ahead, try it on your own now, hit pause. I'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. Our answer is 108. Ooh, so how did we get that answer? Well, I know that each suite has 3 beds. Let's just draw them out here. 1, 2, 3. Now, each of these beds, it says, has a table on each side. So there's a table here, table here, table here, table here, table here, table here. Okay, so that looks like 6 tables per suite, right? Because each bed has 2. So you could do 3 beds times 2 tables equals 6. Now we need to multiply that by the number of suites. And we know from question 14 that there are 18 suites. So 18 times 6 is going to be 108. So you have an 8 here, a 4. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4 is 10. So 108. Okay, hope that made sense. I know the wording on that one was a little bit tricky. All right, let's move on to our last question. You're almost there, almost all the way through this little packet. Number 6, write an equation using x and then solve the equation. Okay, so we need an equation. And remember, equations have equal signs. The rate charged for a standard room is $250. A couple stayed in a standard room for X nights, and their total room charge was $750. So what I need you to do is write out the actual equation and then solve for it. Okay, go ahead and give this one a try on your own. Come back. I'll reveal the answer again in 3, 2, 1. So our equation is 250. That's the price per night, times X, we don't know how many nights they're staying, equals 750. Okay? The is equals. So how do we solve this? Well, we can simply divide each side by 250. Right? 250. This cancels out. We're left with X. 750 divided by 250 is 3. I just think of it like a quarter, right? 3 quarters equals 75 cents. So 3 250s equals 750. So X equals 3, meaning that if you stay at this hotel for 3 nights, it's going to cost you $750. If you're in need of some extra math help, I do offer one-on-one private online tutoring. You can visit www.mathradio.com, that's our website, or you can reach me directly by email, scott@mathradio.com. I'm Teacher Scott. See you next time. Bye.